How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be talking about Nope. This is from July 22nd, 2022, and is directed by Jordan Peele. This movie stars Daniel Kaluuya, Keke Palmer, and Yeun. And this is a new sci-fi UFO hunting movie. Really cool, but does feature a unique twist. You know, Jordan Peele's not gonna just give us the same thing we've gotten before. There's a unique angle to this movie, which I really do like. And I will say, no, that is not people turning into horses. Boy, the internet can be pretty dumb sometimes. But no, that's not what the movie is about, thank goodness. But anyway, brief, non-spoilery synopsis. You get this ranch. They do horses for Hollywood. You know, if you're shooting a movie and you need a horse, this is one of the places you can go to and get a horse for your movie. And we open up with this day of work, and the dad's there with his son when all of a sudden metal starts raining down from the sky. And it's a pretty good sequence and good reveal. The movie has a lot of really good sequences and reveals like this, and this is something that's in the trailer and it happens really early in the movie, so I can talk about it a little more. But yeah, you see the little dots, the little pinging, you know, at first you don't know what's going on, you think it's like rain or something, and then you see the dad fall over, and you see a few things like, I think there's like a key stuck in a car hood, you know, so it's this weird freak accident sort of thing that they, I think, later would blame on an airplane. Just a bunch of tiny little bits of metal shooting down towards the earth, and the dad actually dies because a nickel went through his eye, and you get to see the x-rays. Really creepy, odd stuff. You know, you do Aliens, you want those strange, unexplained tales. Also, the dad, played by Keith David, always glad to see this guy around. Really good, intense performances. It's just too bad he's not in the movie more. But anyway, the business under the dad wasn't doing too great, but now that he's gone, financially, they're not doing too well, you know. You have the brother and sister that are taking over the ranch, and the brother, he knows his stuff, but he doesn't really have a big, crazy personality. You know, he's very much technical, he's very quiet, and he wants to just sit there and do his work. The sister has the personality and the marketing skills, but she doesn't really know the business as well, and she's way too quick to go on trying to do her own little side businesses, you know? So you do get a good contrast between these two characters, but as the days go on, the brother, while he's working, notices some things happening. You know, the power's going out, horses are going missing, and then, of course, he sees something strange moving in the sky. He'll eventually tell his sister about this, and the sister knows that the brother wouldn't just joke about something like this, and she says, this is the perfect opportunity. We're gonna go, we're gonna get a photo of this, but it's not gonna just be some blurry photo of something in the sky. We're gonna get real, documented proof of extraterrestrials. We're gonna get a photo of this ship, and that becomes a lot of the movie. The quest for getting this thing on film, the quest for trying to get a video of it, the sense of spectacle behind it all. And I do want to say, right off the bat, the biggest pro with this movie is the characters. All the main characters are pretty well defined, and you really get to know them as the film goes on. The brother and sister, the main characters, the sister is super easy to like. She has passion and energy. She really gives the film a lot of its energy, you know. She has this, you know, sort of sense about her, the sense of life, you know, and you really do like her, you know, and she's big and over the top, but not annoying, and that is really kind of a hard line to balance for big over the top characters, and in turn, a really fun character. But another really impressive thing is the brother. You know, you see a lot of these big over-the-top characters in movies because that's the easiest thing to get the audience's attention. You don't see too many quiet and shy characters, and he does a really good job portraying this character, yet you know that there's a complexity behind him that he, doesn't really show everybody, but you do get the sense that there's a lot to this character going on inside of his head, and I really do like actually getting to see a shy and quiet character in a movie. That's pretty rare, and he does this really well. It's something you don't see in movies a lot, but I see all the time in real life. There's so many people like this in the real world, not bad people. They know what they're doing really, really well, but they just don't really talk much, and I do like getting to see this character on the screen, a really good character that you really do wind up rooting for at the end. There's other really good auxiliary characters too. You get Angel, the fries guy, and he sort of, when he puts in all these cameras for them, he starts to realize that something's up and something's going on, and sort of through his own curiosity, he can't let it go, but when he finds out that they're looking for aliens, he realizes he's gotten himself way too in over his head, so he's curious and can't let it go, but he's the first to say that they're gonna kill us all, and he gets a really good sense of humor about him. Also on the team, there's this really old school professional cinematographer who's like looking all his life for the perfect shot. And boy, this guy is really intense, and he does play off the cast, especially when the cast can get silly or his intense, serious moments really do act as a foil. But also, Steven Yeun's character, the biggest of the side characters, he's got a little theme park nearby, Jupiter's Claim, a cowboy-themed theme park. But we find out about him that he was a former child star, and during the taping of one of his shows, there was a horrible accident with one of the animals on sets, and it leads to some really great creepy visuals. Actually, a flashback from Steven Yeun is one of the scariest sequences in the movie, and a really good, interesting character. It's a tragedy, yet he has a little room where all this stuff is on display. He's keeping it like a museum. And also, bear in mind the themes of this movie, spectacle, and also the humans' relationships with animals they don't necessarily understand, Those two really do play into what this character's going about. So he's a really interesting character, and yeah, it's an interesting part. Now, outside of that, there are also really, really good shots in this movie. Like when we first see little bits of the flashback, because there's little bits of Steven Yeun's flashback before we actually jump into it. And there's like one scene in one shot where you almost see what's going on, and then the camera cuts away, just pulling you away from that reveal, and it's like, not yet, There's also obviously the Akira shot, which people are talking about. Really, really cool to see that callback there. But there's also just a ton of really great sequences, especially earlier on in the movie where you're not supposed to see the UFO too early. So they do things. They find creative ways to hide it, sort of like the shark from Jaws. They want to show you without really showing you, so you get things like the power going out, and you get things like the little hole gets some of these flags, the little flags on a rope get stuck in it, so you get to see the flags floating about. And I thought that was really cool, but just the basic ground concept is so strong. You're in the house, not too many people, you're alone in the desert, and you're gonna do a bit of UFO hunting. I mean, it's really not that hard to have a ton of fun with this concept. It's, like I said, lots of really classic stuff, but remixed in a slightly, like there's a twist to it where it's not something that we've seen exactly before. It's stuff that we've seen before and we've liked in movies, but blended up and given to us in a different way, and I really do like that. I thought it was pretty fun. As far as flaws, there are definitely some flaws. Some people talked about pacing issues. I didn't really feel that, but one of them is definitely Steven Yeun's character doesn't have much impact on the end of the movie, and for someone who got a fair bit of screen time, it's kind of sad that he doesn't play more into the end. And, you know, he's a good character. I would have loved to have seen him had an even larger role, you know? But also, like I said, they do a lot of work to not show you the UFO, which kind of ironically, towards the end of the movie, you get to see a whole bunch of it, and maybe a little bit too much. I kind of wonder, though, seeing so much of the UFO, it's probably meant to be a commentary on spectacle, so I don't know if I can really fault it too much for that. And yeah, I think this was a pretty good movie. I really like Jordan Peele's movies. Get Out is obviously a classic, and this isn't as good as Get Out. It's about as good as Us. I think I might like this a little more than Us, but I really need to give that movie another rewatch. But overall, I thought it was pretty fun, and I really am looking forward to seeing what he does next. Really love a director that's been determined to do original movies and original properties, and so far, I felt 3 for 3 have been pretty good. Obviously, he's not gotten as good as Get Out was, but still, Us and now Nope, really solid movies, I feel, and definitely going to look forward to seeing this again. But anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my 2022 movies playlist. If you want to see me talk about more movies, I covered Scream that came out at the beginning of the year. I covered the Netflix Chainsaw Massacre. I covered X. If you want to see me talk about new horror movies, you can find those here. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. 2022 horror movies playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.